What is Dhamma? Dhamma, this word is probably well known and understood by general Buddhists and even non-Buddhists. If asked what Dhamma is, one might answer that Dhamma is the teachings of the Buddha. Dhamma is goodness, or some might answer in a slightly more profound way that Dhamma is nature. But to answer more clearly than that is difficult. Dhamma is a word difficult to replace with another meaning because it has a very broad meaning, making it hard to find a definition or comprehensive meaning. Even Westerners have tried it meaning for decades, almost 100 years, but still couldn't find a complete and comprehensive one. In the end, they had to transliterate it. In English, it's transliterated from Pali as Dhamma, pronounced Dhamma. In some places, it's written in Sanskrit as Dharma, pronounced Dharma, and Westerners have largely understood its meaning without needing a translation. The meaning of Dhamma is provided in the Buddhist scriptures, the Tipitaka, the commentaries Atthakatha, which are texts that further explain the Tipitaka, also give multiple definitions in several places, sometimes providing up to 11 meanings. Some people who have read or studied these may still be confused or lack a clear understanding. Therefore, the contents in this video will present the teachings and explanation of the Venerable Phra Ajahn P.A. Payutto, which may help many people gain greater clarity. He states that Dhamma has many meanings, but it is sufficient to hold on to just these four main principles, with the remaining meanings being merely minor details. The meanings of Dhamma are as follows. The first point, Dhammacātti, translated as nature or nature law. Nature refers to all things that exist and arise. The meaning of Dhamma in this sense, no matter how clearly we try to categorize it, must encompass everything. For example, it includes Rupa Dhamma, material phenomena, and Nama Dhamma, mental phenomena, or Lokuttara Dhamma, and Alokuttara Dhamma. Lokuttara Dhamma is the Dhamma that is above the world or transcends the realm of the world. It is the state of liberation from defilements, craving, and ignorance. Alokuttara Dhamma is the Dhamma that has not yet transcended the world or is within the realm of the world. It is the state of not yet being liberated from defilements, craving, and ignorance. It can also be categorized into Kusala Dhamma, wholesome, good phenomena, Akusala Dhamma, unwholesome, bad phenomena, or it can be separated into three. Kusala Dhamma, wholesome, good phenomena, akusala Dhamma, unwholesome, bad phenomena, apayagata Dhamma, indeterminate phenomena, which is neither good or bad and cannot be described as such. In this sense, Dhamma encompasses all meanings. Therefore, good is Dhamma, evil is Dhamma. Being a material object is Dhamma. Being a mental phenomena is Dhamma. Being a matter of the mind is Dhamma. Being the body is Dhamma. It even extends to Nibbana, that is also Dhamma. Everything is Dhamma. Dhamma in this sense is sometimes translated by Westerners using the word thing, but this word often conveys a material or physical sense, so it is considered not fully comprehensive. However, when we try to find a word that is comprehensive, we don't know other word to use, so we end up using the word thing. Ultimately, in language, when we try to find a single word to represent everything, that word is Dhamma. Therefore, the word that communicates the meaning closest to Dhamma is nature. However, it would become complicated if we were to separate it by saying that nature is not something created by humans, and that things created by humans are not nature. This is because the word Dhamma refers to everything. Even a car or a motorcycle is not outside the scope of Dhamma. A computer or a phone is not outside the scope of Dhamma, because these things still originate from elements that exist naturally in nature. They are merely nature that has been transformed by human action, and therefore they do not transcend nature. In summary, the meaning of Dhamma in the first sense is nature. All things, whether good or bad, mental, immaterial, or physical material. The second point, Dhammacāti, natural regularity, truth. All things in nature have a certain way they operate. They possess an inherent truth that dictates they must be like this, they must be like that. They undergo arising, persisting, and passing away. They have growth and decay. When they come into being, there is a process of arising. Whatever way they change, there are governing principles. This is referred to as their inherent truth of how they function, the operation that contains its own truth. If we understand and clearly see this, we will comprehend it clearly. If we do not access this truth of its operation, we do not truly know it. Beyond knowing what it is, we must know its truth. We must know its certain way of operating. If we know this, we can even manage it. For instance, a tree, we know what it arose from, how it came to be what it is, we can trace it back to be where this tree originally came from, a seed. When we see the tree and know it, this is Dhamma in the first sense. Subsequently, we know that this tree was originally a seed, and later it became a tree. We follow its growth. Eventually, we know that it grows like this. We even know that for the seed to grow, it needs soil with water, fertilizer, nutrients, and a suitable temperature. And then it grows. This combined knowledge is called knowing it, causes and conditions, hetu paccaya. Once we know how it operates, we can manage this tree. We can take its seed and plant it behind our house. Without having to go far to find it, we can comfortably gather and eat its fruit right behind the house. If we know even deeper, we can reach the point of being able to change it. However, this still depends on its own rules and its truth, such as operating according to causes and conditions. Therefore, the operations according to causes and conditions, the operation according to the ordinary way, or a law of nature. This is the meaning of Dhamma in the second sense, called Dhammata. The third point is Dhammacāriya, right conduct, moral duty. Since all things are this way and they operate in this manner, including ourselves, being this kind of nature and operating according to its inherent truth, meaning it has both the state of being nature and the state of being natural regularity. We desire to be happy, to progress, to have good physical health, to have wisdom, and to live well with our fellow human beings. So, what must we do to succeed? We must practice and conduct our life correctly in accordance with the truth of that nature, according to that regularity, which is also called the law of nature. If we do not act correctly according to the truth of that nature and its regularity, if we establish the wrong causes and conditions, the bad results and negative consequences will arise for ourselves. If, however, we conduct our lives correctly and practice correctly according to the causes and conditions that lead to good results, our life will be good. For example, our body is a part of nature. If we know what causes to flourish, what makes it strong, and what it needs for nourishment, such as food, we eat. We then choose the food that help the body, the cause and condition for a good body. We even know the quantity the body requires. The more we know, the more correctly we practice, which makes our life good, such as having good health. Or if we want to have wisdom, we must know the truth of law of nature regarding how wisdom arises. If we know the truth, know the causes and conditions, and correctly grab those causes and conditions, and practice accordingly, we will achieve the desired results. We therefore have a relationship with the truth of that nature. If we want our life to progress, to be good and to be happy, we must practice correctly according to the truth of this nature. However, we only desire the part that is good and correct, and we reject the part that is not good, not correct, and would bring bad results. For example, to make our life good, we must practice according to nature, according to the law of nature, in this way, step by step, and so on. Therefore, the principles that we must uphold and practice to align with nature, the operation of nature, or the law of nature, in order to generate good results for ourselves, are called Dhamma. In the third sense, or what is called the practice that humans must undertake, such as in conducting their lives, this is done to be in accordance with the truth or regularity of nature, in a way that yields good results according to human wishes of, even if not explicitly wish for, but desire for good outcome, allowing life to reach a state of excellence. This is Dhamma in the third sense. To make the terminology consistent with the set, it is called Dhammacāriya, Dhammacāti, Dhammatā, Dhammacariyā. Dhammacariyā is the principle that humans must practice in accordance with nature, because the path that yields good results and benefits for humans is the practice that we know to be good. The good practice will bring about the good results we desire. Thus, in this third sense, the meaning of good and evil becomes relevant, where Dhamma means the good and the unwholesome is considered Dhamma, non-Dhamma. However, as stated earlier, if it is Dhamma in the first sense, everything is Dhamma. Wholesome phenomena, kusala Dhamma, are Dhamma, and unwholesome phenomena, akusala Dhamma, are also Dhamma. The meaning in sense number one is therefore the broadest. However, in sense number three, only the good is taken to be Dhamma. Next is Dhamma in sense number four. Dhamma in sense number one is simply the way things are, nature and all phenomena, whether humans know it or not, whether they close their eyes or open them, it remains the way it is. Dhamma in sense number two is the inherent truth of its operation, according to its causes and conditions, which is called natural regularity, Dhammatā. Whether humans know it or not, it arises and operates in that way. Phenomena in sense number three is what humans must practice to bring good result to their own lives in accordance with the truth of nature. Even if humans do not practice it, things still operate in that way. If humans know and practice accordingly, good results arise for them. But if they do not know, they will err and fail to practice accordingly, which results in negative consequences. Therefore, there must be a wise person who knows and understands these truths, knowing Dhamma in all three senses, 1, 2, and 3. When that wise person, whom we call the Buddha, understood this truth, he came to teach, tell, and point out and explain all three types of Dhamma. The teachings of and discourses of this person become the medium for us to understand the first three meanings of Dhamma. It can be said that his teachings are the representative of those three meanings of Dhamma. Hence, his teachings also came to be called Dhamma. Thus, Dhamma in sense number 4 arose, obtaining the meaning of teachings that express Dhamma in the first three senses, which is called Dhammadesanā, teaching of the Dhamma. In a summary, the meanings of Dhamma are: the first point, Dhammacāti, translates as nature, all things and phenomena that exist and arise. The second point, Dhammatā, translates as natural regularity or law, the ordinary operation of things, their being governed by causes, conditions, or their proceeding according to the law of nature. The third point, Dhammacāryā, translates as right conduct or duty, the practice that aligns with nature, the course of action that human beings must undertake to generate good results for themselves or for society. It can be broadly extended. The fourth point, Dhammadesanā, translates as the teaching of Dhamma, the teachings concerning the first three senses given by the wise one whom we call the Buddha. If anyone is able to access Dhamma in sense number 2, Dhammatā, they must first access the core truth of nature in sense number 1, Dhammacāti, and from accessing Dhamma in sense number 2, Dhammacariyā. Sense number 3 will follow, and only when that person knows and accesses that genuine Dhamma will be they able to deliver Dhammadesanā. Sense number 4, that truly communicates the real Dhamma. Finally, I hope this content will be benefit to the viewers and listeners.